the Stoic mind that brings stress. Relief, Stoicism, the invisible weight. Most people believe they're stressed because life has become too difficult. They're wrong. Life has always been demanding. Every generation has faced uncertainty, loss, responsibility, and hardship. Yet something feels different today. People wake up exhausted before the day has even begun. They carry a heaviness that sleep cannot fix, vacations cannot erase, and success cannot silence. That weight isn't always created by what happens around them. More often, it's created by what they continue carrying inside their minds. They carry conversations that ended days ago. They carry opinions that were never meant to define them. They carry fears about futures that don't exist yet. They carry guilt from mistakes they can no longer change. Little by little, the mind becomes a storage room filled with invisible burdens until it can no longer tell the difference between what belongs to it and what never did. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology ever gave it a name. They knew that stress is rarely born from reality itself. It grows from resistance, from trying to control what refuses to be controlled, from demanding certainty in a world that has never promised it. Marcus Aurelius governed one of the greatest empires in history while surrounded by war, betrayal, political pressure, disease, and death. Yet when he wrote his private reflections and meditations of Marcus Aurelius, Book 2, Paragraph 1, he did not prepare himself by wishing for an easier world. He prepared himself by strengthening the only thing he truly possessed, his own mind. That is the lesson most people never discover. Stress relief does not begin when life becomes quieter. It begins when your mind stops carrying what was never yours to carry. This is what the Stoics mastered. Not the art of escaping pressure, the art of remaining peaceful inside it. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some people remain calm, while others collapse under the same circumstances. And you'll discover the Stoic method for building a mind that no longer gives unnecessary stress permission to live inside it. The greatest relief you will ever experience will not come from changing your life. It will come from changing the weight your mind agrees to carry. The 3 invisible weights. You have probably asked yourself this question before. If my life isn't falling apart, why do I still feel so overwhelmed? The answer may surprise you. Most people are not crushed by reality. They are crushed by what they continue carrying inside their minds. Imagine someone asked you to carry 3 heavy stones every morning. At first, they would feel manageable. After a few hours, your shoulders would ache. After a few days, every step would become exhausting. Yet the strange thing is this. Most people do exactly that every single day, except the weight they carry cannot be seen. The first weight is the opinions of other people. Without realizing it, countless decisions are influenced by the fear of being misunderstood, criticized, rejected, or judged. A careless comment from a stranger can remain in the mind for weeks. A moment of embarrassment can replay hundreds of times. Someone's approval begins to feel more valuable than your own peace. The Stoics recognized this trap long ago. They understood that every moment spent trying to control another person's opinion is a moment stolen from your own life. No matter how carefully you speak, how hard you work, or how kind you become, someone will always misunderstand you. The moment you accept this reality, an enormous burden begins to disappear. The second weight is the future. The human mind has an extraordinary ability to imagine tomorrow. It also has an extraordinary ability to fear it. What if I lose my job? What if I fail? What if everything goes wrong? The future slowly transforms into hundreds of imaginary disasters, and your body responds as if they were already happening. Your heart races, your muscles tighten, your breathing changes. The mind cannot always distinguish between a real threat and one it creates itself. Then comes the third weight, the past. Old conversations, old failures, old regrets, mistakes that cannot be undone. Many people continue arguing with memories that no longer exist. They replay old decisions, wishing they had chosen differently, hoping they can somehow rewrite a chapter that has already been finished. The tragedy is not that these things happened. The tragedy is that they continue happening every day inside the mind, the opinions of others, the future, the past. None of them exist in this present moment, yet together, they consume most of your mental energy before your day has even truly begun. The Stoics saw something that most people never notice. The mind becomes exhausted, not because it is weak, but because it keeps carrying burdens it was never designed to hold. And once you understand where that invisible weight comes from, a completely different way of living begins to reveal itself. Why the Stoics never carried everything. Marcus Aurelius woke each morning knowing that an empire depended on his decisions. Every choice carried consequences. Every delay could cost lives. Every victory could be followed by betrayal. He lived through wars that stretched across borders, a devastating plague that swept through his people, political conspiracies, and personal loss. By every modern definition, he had more reasons to feel overwhelmed than almost anyone alive today. Yet if you read Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, Book 2, Paragraph 1, you discover something remarkable. He never tried to prepare himself by imagining every possible disaster. He never searched for complete certainty before acting. He never expected the world to become easier. Instead, he prepared his own character. Every morning, he reminded himself that difficult people would appear. He expected selfishness, dishonesty, arrogance, and ingratitude. Not because he was pessimistic, but because he understood that resisting reality only creates unnecessary suffering. This is where most people make a costly mistake. They believe peace comes from controlling everything around them. The Stoics believed peace comes from controlling the one thing that truly belongs to you, your response. Marcus Aurelius did not wake up asking, "How can I control everything that happens today?" He woke up asking, "How can I meet whatever happens with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control?" That single shift changes everything. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack while climbing a mountain. Halfway through the journey, someone secretly fills it with rocks that do not belong to you. Most people never stop to ask whether those rocks are theirs. They simply keep climbing, growing weaker with every step. The Stoics refused to do that. They carried today's responsibility, not tomorrow's uncertainty, not yesterday's regret, not another person's opinion, only today's duty. That is why they appeared so calm under enormous pressure. Their lives were not lighter than ours. Their minds were. Every unnecessary burden they refused to carry became energy they could devote to what actually mattered. This is the first secret of the Stoic mind. Stress does not disappear because life becomes easier. It begins to disappear the moment you stop accepting responsibility for things that have never belonged to you. And once you understand that difference, you begin to see why the human mind was never meant to carry the entire world. The mind was never designed to hold the whole world. There is a quiet habit that steals more peace than almost anything else. Most people never notice they're doing it. The moment they wake up, their mind begins traveling through time. Before their feet even touch the floor, they are already thinking about tomorrow's meeting, next week's bills, next month's responsibilities, the conversation they might have tonight, the decision they may need to make next year. Without realizing it, they are trying to live dozens of different lives at the same time. No mind was designed for that. Imagine asking a single pair of hands to hold an entire ocean. No matter how strong those hands are, they will fail. Not because they are weak, because the task itself is impossible. Yet this is exactly what the modern mind attempts every day. It tries to solve every future problem before it arrives. It tries to predict every possible outcome. It tries to prepare for conversations that may never happen. It tries to avoid disappointments that may never exist. The result is predictable. The body experiences stress even while sitting safely in a quiet room. Nothing dangerous is happening, but the mind has convinced itself that everything is. This is why so many people confuse thinking with preparation. They believe that worrying proves they are responsible, that rehearsing every possible disaster makes them safer. The Stoics saw the opposite. They understood that endless mental activity is not the same as wisdom. A noisy mind is not necessarily a clear mind. In fact, the more possibilities the mind tries to control, the less capable it becomes of dealing with the only moment that truly matters: the present. This is why Epictetus repeatedly reminded his students to separate what depends on them from what does not. Not as a philosophical exercise, as a way of protecting the mind from carrying a burden it could never sustain. Every unnecessary possibility you entertain demands attention. Every imagined catastrophe consumes emotional energy. Every expectation you cling to quietly asks your mind to carry a future that has not yet arrived. Eventually, the weight becomes unbearable. Not because life has become heavier, because your attention has become scattered across hundreds of places where you do not actually exist. The Stoic mind chooses something radically different. It refuses to live in 10 different tomorrows. It returns again and again to the only place where action is possible: the present moment. Because the moment you stop trying to carry the whole world, you finally have the strength to carry today. The Stoic Filter. Imagine waking up tomorrow with only one tool to protect your peace. Not a new schedule, not more free time, not a quieter life. Just one simple mental filter. The Stoics understood that every stressful moment presents you with a choice, even if that choice lasts only a few seconds. Most people never notice it because they react before they think. The Stoic mind does the opposite. It pauses long enough to ask better questions. The first question is simple. Can I control this? Not. Do I wish I could? Not. Is it unfair? Simply, can I control it? If the answer is no, the Stoic refuses to waste another minute arguing with reality. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control another person's opinion. You cannot control yesterday. You cannot control whether someone appreciates your efforts. Every moment spent fighting those things is borrowed from the life you could be living right now. This is why Marcus Aurelius constantly returned to what belonged to him and released everything else. His peace was never built on controlling events. It was built on accepting their existence without surrendering his character. But not everything is outside your influence. That leads to the second question. Can I influence it? Sometimes the answer is yes. You cannot control whether someone trusts you, but you can choose to become trustworthy. You cannot control whether opportunities appear, but you can prepare yourself when they do. You cannot control the outcome of today's work, but you can control the quality of your effort. The Stoic never confuses influence with control. He understands that his responsibility ends where reality begins. Then comes the third question. Does this deserve today's energy? This may be the most powerful question of all, because your attention is your most valuable possession. Every unnecessary argument costs energy. Every imagined disaster costs energy. Every resentment costs energy. Every attempt to satisfy everyone costs energy. Most people spend their mental strength on things that produce nothing except exhaustion. The Stoic mind becomes selective. It protects its attention the way a wise investor protects his wealth. Not everything deserves an emotional response. Not every problem deserves immediate attention. Not every thought deserves belief. The moment you begin asking these 3 questions, something remarkable happens. The noise starts becoming quieter. Not because the world has changed, because your mind has stopped giving equal importance to everything. And that is the beginning of real stress relief. Not escaping responsibility. Learning the wisdom to recognize which responsibilities are truly yours. Why come as a discipline? Most people think calm is something you either have or you don't. The Stoics believed something completely different. Calm is not a personality trait. It is a discipline. No one is born with a mind that naturally remains steady under pressure. Every calm person you admire has trained themselves, often without anyone noticing. They have repeated certain habits so many times that peace becomes their default response instead of panic. Think about how easily the mind reacts. An unexpected email arrives. Your heart beats faster. Someone criticizes you. Your thoughts immediately begin defending yourself. Bad news appears on your phone. Within seconds, your emotions begin following a story that is not even fully unfolded. None of this happens because your mind is broken. It happens because your mind has been trained to react before it observes. The Stoics trained the opposite habit. They created a small space between the event and the response. Inside that space, freedom exists. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that events themselves do not disturb us as much as the judgments we attach to them. Before allowing emotion to take control, he learned to pause long enough to examine his own perception. That simple pause often prevented unnecessary suffering before it even began. This discipline appears in small moments, long before it appears in life's greatest challenges. A calm mind does not rush to answer every message. It does not feel obligated to win every argument. It does not consume endless streams of alarming news simply because they are available. It does not compare its progress with every successful person it encounters. Instead, it quietly protects its attention. One decision at a time, one breath at a time, one response at a time. That is how inner strength is built. Not through dramatic breakthroughs, through ordinary moments repeated with extraordinary consistency. The world rewards speed. The Stoic mind rewards clarity. The world teaches you to react instantly. The Stoic teaches you to observe first. The world tells you that staying busy means staying productive. The Stoic asks a far more important question. Is this worthy of my peace? That question changes everything, because the more carefully you choose what deserves your attention, the less stress finds a place to live inside your mind. Calm is not the absence of pressure. It is the result of thousands of disciplined choices that quietly protect your inner world every single day. The weight you must refuse to carry. There is one burden that silently creates more stress than deadlines, money, or uncertainty. Most people carry it every single day without realizing it. The need to be enough for everyone. The need to be understood. The need to be liked. The need to avoid disappointing people. At first, it feels harmless. You agree to something you didn't really want to do. You stay quiet instead of speaking honestly. You apologize for things that were never your fault. You change your opinion to avoid conflict. You sacrifice your own peace to protect someone else's comfort. One decision seems insignificant, then another follows, and another. Until one day, you no longer recognize whether you're living according to your own values or according to everyone else's expectations. The Stoics warned against this long before the modern world became obsessed with approval. They understood. that the person who constantly seeks acceptance gives away the only thing that can never be replaced: his freedom. Every time your mood depends on another person's validation, you hand them control over your inner world. Every time you need everyone to approve of your choices, you stop living your own life and begin performing for an audience that is impossible to satisfy. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself that the opinion of others belongs to them, not to you. Your responsibility is not to manage every judgment people make about you. Your responsibility is to ensure that your own character remains honest, disciplined, and just. Think about how much energy disappears every week trying to avoid criticism, trying to explain yourself, trying to make everyone understand your intentions, trying to prove your worth, trying to keep everyone happy. None of those efforts guarantee peace. In fact, they often produce the opposite, because there will always be another opinion, another expectation, another person asking you to become someone different. The Stoic mind refuses this endless negotiation, not because it becomes selfish, because it becomes anchored. It understands that kindness does not require self-sacrifice. Respect does not require constant explanation. Love does not require abandoning your principles. The strongest people are rarely those who carry the greatest weight. They are the ones who know which weight to refuse. The moment you stop carrying expectations that were never yours to fulfill, something extraordinary happens. Your mind becomes lighter. Not because the world asks less of you, because you have finally stopped asking yourself to become everything for everyone. That is one of the greatest forms of stress relief the Stoics ever discovered: the Stoic mind. By now, you may have noticed something unexpected. The Stoics were never trying to create a stress-free life. They were creating a stress-resistant mind. That difference changes everything. Most people spend years trying to remove every inconvenience from their lives. They search for the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect financial situation, the perfect routine. They believe that if they can eliminate enough problems, peace will finally arrive. But life never works that way. Every problem you solve is eventually replaced by another. Every chapter brings new responsibilities. Every season introduces new uncertainty. If your peace depends on a perfect world, you will spend your entire life waiting for a day that never comes. The Stoic mind follows a completely different path. Instead of asking, "How can I make life less stressful?" it asks, "How can I become the kind of person who is no longer ruled by stress?" That is the real transformation. A Stoic mind does not eliminate pressure. It eliminates unnecessary resistance. It accepts uncertainty without becoming anxious. It accepts criticism without becoming insecure. It accepts difficulty without becoming defeated. It understands that pain is sometimes unavoidable. Suffering often is not. This is why Marcus Aurelius kept returning to the same simple truth throughout meditations. Your greatest responsibility is not to control the world. It is to govern your own mind, because when the mind is disciplined, circumstances lose much of their power. The same storm that overwhelms one person becomes an opportunity for another to practice courage. The same criticism that destroys one person's confidence becomes useful feedback for another. The same setback that causes one person to give up becomes the beginning of someone else's growth. The event has not changed. The mind has. That is the secret hidden inside Stoicism. Strength is not measured by how little pressure you experience. It is measured by how little unnecessary pressure you create for yourself. The Stoic mind does not carry every opinion. It does not carry every fear. It does not carry every possibility. It carries only what belongs to this moment. Only what can be acted upon. Only what serves wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. Everything else is released, not because it is easy, because it is necessary. This is why the Stoics appeared so calm in a world filled with uncertainty. They had discovered a freedom that no external event could take away. The freedom to choose what deserved a place inside their minds. And perhaps that is the greatest form of stress relief any person can ever experience. Not escaping life, but becoming someone whose peace no longer depends on life being easy. Tomorrow morning, the world will place the same demands in front of you that it always has. There will be messages waiting for your attention, problems asking to be solved, unexpected interruptions, people with opinions, plans that change, moments you cannot predict. None of that will disappear. The Stoics never promised a quieter world. They promised a stronger mind. That is why Marcus Aurelius never waited for perfect circumstances before choosing peace. In Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, Book 2, Paragraph 1, he reminded himself that every day would bring difficult people, difficult situations, and unexpected challenges. He did not see those moments as obstacles to his philosophy. He saw them as opportunities to practice it. That is the invitation Stoicism offers you today. Not to escape responsibility, not to avoid difficulty, not to hope that life becomes lighter, but to become someone who no longer carries what does not belong to him. Tomorrow, your mind will once again be tempted to replay the past. It will invite you to worry about futures that have not arrived. It will ask you to seek approval from people whose opinions you cannot control. It will offer you hundreds of invisible burdens. Before you accept even one of them, stop for a moment. Ask yourself one simple question. Is this mine to carry? If the answer is yes, carry it with courage, discipline, and complete attention. If the answer is no, leave it where it belongs. Not because you are avoiding reality, because you are refusing to waste your life fighting battles that were never yours. That single habit has the power to transform your days. Weeks become calmer, decisions become clearer, your thoughts become quieter, your relationships become healthier. Not because the world has changed, because you have. The Stoic mind is not a mind without problems. It is a mind without unnecessary burdens. That is where real stress relief begins. Not in a peaceful world, but in a peaceful mind that remains steady while the world continues to move around it. If this message challenged the way you think about stress, take a moment to subscribe to the Discipline Code. Every week, we explore timeless Stoic wisdom to help modern men build discipline, emotional resilience, quiet confidence, and unshakable inner strength. Because the strongest man is never the one carrying the greatest weight. He is the one who knows exactly what is worth carrying.